Well, from next week, people in the Northern Territory will legally be able to use pepper spray in self-defence as part of a special 12-month trial.
The weapon will only be available for eligible members of the public, but the experiment is being watched carefully by other parts of the country, with Western Australia the only Australian state or territory where people can carry the non-lethal spray. For more, we're joined by Queensland MP Nick Dermetto and former police detective Terry Goldsworthy. Great to have you with us, guys. So, Nick, first to you. You're pushing for Queensland to legalise pepper spray to be used in self-defence situations. Why do you want this change to be made?
You know, having a non-lethal option for those would-be victims out there when they're being attacked by a perpetrator is a perfect way to empower everyone from the elderly right through the women that are feeling vulnerable right now, right through to those disabled people that are looking for a way to defend themselves in one of these situations. Doesn't matter if you're walking home at night, going back to your car in a busy car park, or even finishing work late at night, you should feel safe here in Queensland. And having a non-lethal option, being able to defend yourself in one of these situations is a way to make people feel safe, but also to reduce the victims out there.
Terry, does that sound reasonable?
Look, it sounds reasonable. I mean, but the devil is in the detail. If you look at the WA experiment, you can only have possession of it if you have a reasonable apprehension that you'll need it for self-defence. So that means you can't carry it down the street in the middle of the day, etc. So the law's quite unclear in the WA. If you look at the Northern Territory experiment, if you're over 18, you can buy it. You just have to fill out a declaration saying you don't have any criminal history. It seems like a very loose regulatory scheme up there. So I would think it'd be wise to wait to see how that 12-month trial goes to see what the outcome is.
Nick, there are concerns using something like this could escalate the situation. Are you concerned about that?
Well, I'm more concerned about the offenders running around with black-handled kitchen knives at the moment, or even machetes running around with those sorts of weapons. Allowing victims out there to carry pepper spray or capsicum spray, I don't think will escalate things at all. What it will do is give them a non-lethal option when it comes to defending themselves. Now, if we look to Western Australia, the sky hasn't fallen over the last 25 years where this pepper spray or capsicum spray has been made available. Now, people can argue this and debate this until the cows come home, but the reality is we've got people out there in Queensland that want this. Women want this, the disabled want this, but also our elderly out there are looking for something, anything to help them in one of these situations, and I think they deserve it.
Yeah, Terry, I remember after the awful Bondi attack, people were apparently ordering pepper spray from WA and shipping it in. People are worried because of the stories we're running every week on crime. Do you think it's worth a go?
Look, I think the Bondi attack was a one-off event. You know, the data clearly tells us those type of attacks are extremely rare. So whether you base a policy response on one event's another issue. In terms of, I think the point you said about escalation is interesting. The standing advice the police give in terms of armed robberies is stand back, let them take the property. It's not worth your life. If you look at those burglaries or home invasions where people have been killed, in a majority of the recent ones, we've seen the homeowner engage physically with the offenders. So, we're really going to be giving two different messages here. If it's a shop or something, stand back, don't get involved. If it's your house, get involved and take a proactive physical attack towards the offender. I think that's problematic. I mean, how are we going to regulate it? Who can use it? How's it stored? What training do they get? What aftercare do they get? When I did this training in the police, there was substantial training around the use of OC spray and the consequences of it.
OK, well, I mean, WA have done it fairly successfully to this point. This trial continues. We'll check back with you, Nick. Terry, thanks for your time.
Yeah, tell us what you think about that one,
Thank you
because
very much.
they are two very different views on that subject, aren't they?